I'm wearing my Blossom sweater. That means it's springtime. I'm pretty sure I had a video very similar to this last year where I was wearing this shirt and I was like, look, I'm wearing this. It's spring. The flowers are blooming. So this is an appropriate top to wear, because I would not want to wear this in the dead of winter, because if I did, I would feel sad because there was no blossoming. This is not what we're talking about today. I got sidetracked, but I had this thought in my mind just before I jumped in here, because to be honest, I had no idea what I was going to talk about this morning, and then boom, it hit me, connection. That is what I wanted to talk to you today about, because I don't believe, and in my own personal experience, I truly know that we make connections with people at the right time and for a reason, even if at the time. And if I think about like some of the connections I've made with people that have hurt me or have had like a profound negative impact on my life, I still try and look at it like, what did I learn from this? And of course, that's always going to, some people do not believe that. Some people are of a different belief, and that's okay. But for me, at this point in my life, at this point in my journey, in my own personal career, I tend to look at all of the relationships I've ever had as opportunity for growth and learning. And I don't think that any of them were by mistake. And I was reflecting this morning on some of like my high school experiences, because I was not the cool kid in high school. I know, look at me now. You're like, how are you not the cool kid? But I was not. I was made fun of terribly. People were mean to me, and I'm thinking of like this one specific instance, and it's like burned into my mind, where we were in class and the teacher said, okay, we're gonna do this. And don't ask me why he did this. I don't know why he thought this was a good idea. He said, I want to know who you don't want to work with. Write it down on a piece of paper. And one of the girls in my class, I remember her name, I remember her hair, I remember exactly what she looks like. She put her hand up in the air and said, I don't care who I work with, just don't stick me with Denise. And she said it in front of 35 people in the classroom, and they all started to laugh, and I was like mortified. I ran out of the room just sobbing. It was awful, and I will never forget that. But I look back on that now, and again, it's like I can look at this a little bit more objectively and think like, what was I supposed to learn from this? What were some of these experiences, these not so great experiences in my life trying to teach me? And I can look back on that and say that now. But obviously, if you're in the thick of like a negative experience with a particular person, it's really difficult to kind of look beyond that. But for me, I'm at a place now where I can say, what did I learn? And for me, all these experiences, it's like I had to go through all of these things to gain my gifts, to gain my ability to be non-judgmental, to not want to ever make another soul feel that way, to be able to make space for them to feel comfortable with me, and to be able to attract the type of community around me that's really going to benefit from my uplifting ways, be inspired by some of the things that I'm saying, and so on and so forth. So, but that took time to get there. But I truly believe now every connection that I make is for a very specific reason. And I don't think any of them are by accident. And if I look at a lot of the clients that I worked with in the past throughout this last year, all of them have said the same thing. I found you right when I needed you. I found you when I was at a point in my life where things were so dark, they were so meek. I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't know which way I was going to turn. Life felt like it was just spinning out of my control. And there you were. And that could be like my ad popped up for my free 5-day email series. It could be that my group popped up. It could be that they found me randomly on Facebook, or, they saw me on another friend's Facebook. But it tends to be that connection is made when it is needed most. And I truly believe the universe is working in our favor and moving all like the chess pieces for us so that we can align to be able to make those connections. And you'll be able to think about this more in a bit of a different way when you meet somebody that seems like they're your absolute soul sister, or like a friend that's just such a tight friend that you're like, I feel like I've known you for a zillion lifetimes. There's just something about you. It's easy. It's simple. I love being around you. Every time I'm near you, I'm like uplifted. My energy's lifted. I'm so happy. Those are the types of connections I'm talking about. And I've had a couple of those myself, specifically during school when I was going through to become a registered social worker. There was one connection I made, and it was like, how did we even get here? Because all the pieces had to be in exactly the right order, and everything had to happen exactly the way it did for us to be able to connect and be as close as we are now. And it's the same with like my business coach, the new coach I'm working with now. Like none of those things would have happened had I not taken particular steps, had I not gone through specific things, had I not, Googled this or looked at that. It's funny to think like you can make one small change and you will not have met a slew of people. And I truly believe that connection is not by coincidence. It's through need. And especially those relationships that really serve to uplift, to build you up, and to heighten you and encourage you to become your highest and best self. But I do have that with, I can't think of a single client that didn't find me right when they needed me, that didn't come across my ad at the perfect time, at the perfect moment, where everything just fell into place. And I think that's just kind of really, really cool. It always blows my mind. And I had an amazing experience yesterday with someone that was in my community, and maybe I'll share more about it at some point. Maybe I won't. I don't know. It's kind of a personal experience, but it was just so amazing how her and I connected. And then, now we're doing kind of similar things, but in a really different way. And it's like, we had this amazing call yesterday, and we just like, I feel like I've known you forever. And that's not by coincidence, because she found me like on a whim too. And she's like, I was meant to find you. I was meant to find you so we could connect, so we could learn from each other. And it's just so cool. And I know I feel like I'm just rambling a little bit, but I'm just, this is who I am. I just ramble a whole bunch, and something coherent comes out. But yeah, all this to say is be really thankful and grateful for some of the really profound connections you're making in your life. And if something is guiding you, if you're feeling called, like for example, if you were to see, let's say, a group on Facebook and you're like, wow, that looks interesting, and it stops you, and you take pause, don't ignore that. Join the group. There's something there for you. Or if there's somebody you're calling to like connect with in a group specifically, maybe don't be afraid to reach out, because there's a reason you're being intuitively guided to make that connection. And it could be for a purpose that you don't see yet. It could be for a purpose that you don't know, but watching it unfold is the coolest part. So yeah, that is all I had for you today, talking about connection. It's not by coincidence. And with that, I hope you are happy, healthy, and abundant. And of course, make it a great day, make it a great day, make it a great day. This is my chain link fence. Can you tell? Could you tell that was what I was going for? Okay, let's get to it.